Good afternoon. Welcome to Made by Granat. It's Anna here. And as you can see, Fleur is still on the table. The signatures have not been in the book press. She's a bit of an alligator mouth right now, but she will be nice and flat when I have had the signatures in the book press. But I wanted to continue to work on her today. As you can tell, if you noticed yesterday, you can see that I have added a few things here that I want to add today to this journal. And yesterday we added pockets and tuck spots, and today we are going to continue going through the signatures and adding things of interest. Extend some pages, make some extra journaling space, yeah, that kind of things. So I'm just reaching for some papers. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna probably go through the signatures from start to finish and make some of this in a video with you guys today. So how is everybody doing? I hope you're doing good. It's Sunday and I am on a roll. I have so much ideas for this journal, and I could easily stop here just by adding the pockets. A few years back I would have. This would be more than enough for me. But I have I have learned to enjoy adding other things as well, because I want it to be a interactive journal full of surprises. Here I added the pocket. I showed you this yesterday, and then I just added some tea dyed or coffee dyed fabric. So I added to the front of the envelope, and then I added it to the book page. So that flips out now. And you can journal here, and you have the tag inside. But I want to add something else to this signature, and here we have a flip, and I want to do something with it. First I thought that I would extend it, but I think I want to add something that I made a few years back. I don't remember when I did it last time, but yeah. I'm gonna add a small journaling pad here, and I've taken out a few papers. These were in a small notebook that was glued together that I found thrifting many years ago, and I just tore the cover off, and now I use them for this kind of thing. So I'm gonna add those, and to make it a bit more interesting, I could also add them on the inside of the flip. And make it a hidden journaling spot. But I think I want to add them here to make it look more interesting. And I'm gonna add some lace on top of it, like this. And then I am going to sew it, so that it's sewn, both glued and sewn. And I think that adds for something interesting. I don't have to use this kind of paper. I could use a variety from my scrap box, tear the edges, ink them up, but yeah, I don't know. I think I want to add it as it is right now. Since these are more white, it gives a nice variety of color. So I am going to start by gluing them down lightly, and then I will sew them. And if you have been here a while, you know that I most often do like this, and then when the book is kind of not finished, but when I've added all the things that I know I want to sew, I go to the sewing machine because I have it upstairs, and then I sew all the things at once to make it so I don't have to run up and down the stairs all the time. As you can hear, my voice is still afflicted with this cold, but I am Soldiering on. I refuse to give in to this cold. And tomorrow is work again, so I was sick all last week. So tomorrow I really want to go to work. Because I only have 2 weeks before I go on my summer holiday. I will be spending most of my summer holiday at home. But nevertheless, it's nice to be able to be at work before I get time off. So this is vintage, and I don't know if it's crocheted or knotted lace, but it's pretty. And I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of glue up here, because this, as I said, will be sewn on. And I would normally use black thread and do a zigzag, just to, you know, give it a bit of difference. In the past I also used black lace many times. There we go. So that will be sewn on. There we have some extra journaling space in the first signature. And we also have something of interest since we have the flip out here. Yeah. And I will probably do something to the first page. But I think it's lovely, just as it is, with this stamp here. That was there originally. And we have the lovely coloring of it. And I could put a fussy cut or something, but I'm tempted to leave it, actually. I'm not sure. And also this adds some interest, so we will see. I'm going to put this to the side right now, and we will continue to go through the signatures. Getting a sip of coffee. I didn't realize yesterday when I was filming that my video turned out to be an hour long. So I just crafted along, and no wonder I almost lost my voice. Here I did a bit of stamping. I have this vintage office stamp. It says in Swedish förkännedom, which FYI, for your information, it means. And I think that's kind of interesting. We have the pocket. We have, right, well, this is the signature where we have, I'm tempted on covering up the image on the back of this. They are adding some cobblestones to the rail, not the railway, the is it called trams? These goes on rail in the cities. In Stockholm they are adding cobblestones, or maybe I will just leave it. This will be sewn, probably said before. I'm thinking of adding something of interest here. This is a nice quality paper. A bit of a rag in it, I think. I have these. Currently I am obsessed with stamping on fabric. And I have these. They are from Sampools stamp set CEC 1085 French seals. I just absolutely love them. And I just stamped many of them on fabric, and I have these left. So I think I might just sew on one of them here, or maybe up here even, to make it look a bit something to draw the eye. And I think I am going to just add some fabric tack underneath for now, and then I will sew it later, because I love adding things of interest. Here comes the glue. I don't know if I asked this before, if I only thought it, but fabric tack is really hard to come by here in Sweden. I don't think I find a single shop that actually sells it, and I have one bottle left, I think. I bought a bunch from Amazon a few years back, but it was expensive, and I had to pay lots of custom for it. So I want to have an alternative to 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. Maybe I was thinking of maybe just using some tacky glue. I don't know how that works for fabric. And then I'm going to sew around that. Moving along nicely. And I really enjoy this violet purple print on these papers. I want to add something, I think. Which signature are we in? 3. And 3 already has a double pocket. Otherwise we could add a pocket. A tuck spot or something. Could just clip in something as well. Maybe a tip in. Let me see. Let me go through the signature. I love the colors here. Beautiful. Yeah, right. I want to extend this. I will actually just put this in because I wanted to use it. So I'm going to glue it, and then I'm going to sew it as well. So I'm just adding a bit of glue. This is art glitter glue because it dries fast, and I love using it because of that. There we go. Perfect. Extra journaling space is always nice, at least if you ask me, because for me a journal is something you might want to use. Let's see, what do I want to add? Clip something on, or a tip in. Could do a tip in here. Maybe we could use this. This is a postcard. Oh, that's white. This is just some kind of postcard I got, or an art card. That actually covers up the text. Could tip that in like that. Maybe something interesting to look at. And you have journaling space there as well. I just want to round it up a little bit and round the 2 of the corners. So I am going to see if I have my glue and ink paper and my little brush, and then I'm just going to use whatever is left on the brush to, oh dear, let's see if I can grunge it up a bit. That was interesting. I have some streaks here. I wonder why. That's interesting. Circular motions. That's really pretty. So I am going to tip it in, and I want to use paper. So I am leaning down into my basket. This one is too short. I have a basket of offcuts. I could use music paper on that one. Music paper. So I just want to tear off a piece that is tall enough. And I think it's too wide, so I might want to just cut off a sliver, half a centimeter maybe. Then I'm going to fold it in the center. I bet you've all done this before. I'm still talking through what I'm doing. And then I'm going to add some glue and plop this on. Don't forget the pin, like I did yesterday, over and over. And then I'm just going to gently put it on here. And we have a few seconds to maneuver this around. Here we go. And use some paper towel to get rid of the excess. And then we are going to glue it onto the page. This gives us extra journaling space without bulking up the folds in the spine, and it also gives something interesting to look at. And I deliberately did so that you still see the text. Yeah, nice. So we extended the flip and we have that tip in. Here we have a quite bulky already. Let me see what I want to do here. I will also clip in lots of stuff later when I have sewn in the signatures. I did this yesterday. This is another tip in. I just love this religious image and the colors of it, and I was going to use it in carding, but I didn't. So I have covered it with some flyleaf paper and just added it to that page. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, and that gives us something of interest. So I don't know if I want to add something to this. Maybe I could. Let me just see what I have. I have lots of things to tip in and tip out and so on. Maybe something that doesn't add as much bulk. We already have an extra page here. I wonder if I have a French stamp somewhere to add into this. Nope, it says Denmark. Otherwise I could add a stamp. Maybe I have a French stamp in my stamp box. Let me see. This seems to be Swedish. I have so many albums. Here we have France, I think. République Française. So let's take one of these and add to that page to show that it is a page from a stamp album. So I just gently want to add some ink to the edges. And then I'm going to use my tweezer, if I can find them. There they are. And add that. There we go. So this is what I do. I flip through the journal, and first I add pockets, then I add other things, and I go through it 3 or 4 times before I'm happy with the result. And here I did another extension. This was a flip that ended, and I added this piece of craft paper, and I did a bit of stenciling here with this lacy stencil, and I think that turned out quite nice. So extra journaling space and something to look at once, and that will be sewn in as well. Here we have the lovely pocket. So I did a few things yesterday off camera. And I will probably do more things off camera, I think. Let me see. Oh, I love this. I still love this so much. And do I want to add something else? I could add some extra journaling space here, even though we have added all this. Does it feel? No, it's quite bulky. So I'm gonna wait with that. Here we have the lovely belly band. I had some comments about that. I'm still in love with it. I'm gonna have to make a replica of it and put in my ideas journal because I totally forget that otherwise. But maybe we could add some extra journaling space to this signature somewhere. Here, for instance. I want to do one of the waterfalls that we all have learned from Bohemian Crafting. Eva's son, Jacob, I believe his name was. Yeah, he's done this many years ago and I still do it. I know we are plenty of us that still does it, so I have a few offcuts of papers. I think I want to make it this way. Should I do it like that? Yeah. So I'm just gonna tear a piece. Oh, this is from the ledger. The vintage ledger from the 20s. And then I want this piece to be behind it, I think. I want the ledger to be further in front. So I'm going to layer them. I'm going to have this piece of avocado dyed. I'm going to do it even shorter. And then I'm going to just glue them and then I will sew them with a zigzag. And that there you have a small waterfall of pages to journal on. And you can do it this way or you can do it that way, and you can use small pages or big pages or whatever you like. And I absolutely love doing this. Of course, once again, something of interest to look at, and also something extra journaling space, or to put some notes or tickets if you are more of a ephemera saver. Or maybe you can do, just going to just touch this, there we go, or ephemera from wherever, like that, and that will be sewn on. Perfect. Love that paper. Once again, a bit of rag in it, I think. I'm just going to see if I have, no. I remember there was one center signature on folio that I wanted to get a, what's it called, a tab, so that you could see that it was something in the center. Just don't remember which signature it was. It must have been further back. Yep. Here we have the lovely wallpaper that I hope will stop curl up when I have had it in the book press. This is vintage. Absolutely love it. This is nice. Maybe I could add a fussy cut here. I have this mushroom that could look cool. Maybe we should have something behind him. The mushroom, certainly it's a he. Do I have some fun paper? I'm just turning around and flipping in my box here. to see if I have anything that's could add some interest to the mushroom. Those are totally the wrong colors. I don't know if I have any rusty colors in my swatches. Do I have something else? Maybe a piece of book page. Could have some music behind him, maybe. Or I have this. Maybe I have some scrapbook paper. See what colors I have. Not pink. Green, maybe. I'm trying to keep some scrapbooking paper next to me that I have to tear out of many of my 6x6. Could do something like, well, that won't show. Go the other way around then. Something like this maybe. No, I don't like the green. Let's use the music. There we go. And this is packing paper that I got in some box of things I ordered somewhere. It's kind of nice, and then I could have inked him though. Yeah, I should have inked him. Well, I have to go in with a pen somehow. I have this watercolor distress pencil. Let's see if I can add a little bit of darkness to the edges here. Carefully. This is a solution if you forget to ink. You can always use a pen. And because I saw the white border of this, and I don't want the white border. So, as you can see, it just adds a little bit of dimension. You could also do some scribbles with it. Now we have something to catch our eye down here. I can't see it lifting, can I? Yes, I can. I have to add a little bit of extra glue here. There we go. Right. And I also like, you see the flowers behind. Here, I wanted to add the tab here so that you can see that it's just not a paper, but a folded paper. And I also want to add some washi tape there. I forgot to when I added it. So we have been going for half an hour, and I think I want to be going a little bit longer. I am on signature 8 out of 13. And I believe that if I do all 13, it will be another hour-long video. So maybe I will make a part 1 and 2. Where's my scissors? Many videos right now from me. I hope you're not getting bored of my voice. And I want to add a tab. I have some whale tail tabs. This is blue and we have blue text in here, so maybe we can add that one up here. Or maybe we should use a Edith Holden one. I have a few. I often, when I have offcuts of Edith, I do tabs with them, because they're so nice to add to almost any journal. Oh, I want to put that clip back on so I don't lose them. There we go. That was a nice one. Let's add some ink. Go. I'm just going to add it right there. Nice. And there you see, oh, there's something that I can lift up. Oh, you have that one. Nice. Pin back in the glue. Here's a nice spread. Remember yesterday when we did this, I was talking about that I had a fuzzy called Soldier somewhere, and I think I have it. I put it somewhere in the pile. Because this is for Soldat Collier André. So I was thinking I might add him. Or maybe he's just too small. He is in the Navy, I guess, if you look at his damasks and hat. But I think I want to add him, just to give it a sense of belonging. Cohesion, that's the word I was looking for. I think I want to add him here. So that's the soldier André Collier, who's in the Navy and has gotten a letter from his lovely girlfriend, I'm guessing. And this one you can take off the rusty paper clip and you can open this up and have some hidden journaling. I really like that. So I'm going to, yeah, right, I did that. And I added the paper clip. And should I do something here? Maybe I should. Should I do more stamping or should I do add something else? I have some fussy cuts. I have some other things that I could add, or I could just, no, I don't want to clip something in. I have to think about that, but that's something I will probably revisit in a while. Now we have been going, yeah, just 30 minutes, that's not so much, a little bit more. Here I can see that I need my boo-boo tape. nice. This is a quite thin folio. I have added absolutely nothing, but I must have added a pocket. Yes, I have. I've added a pocket there. That's about everything I added, which is quite boring. Maybe we should do a tip in or something, just to make it a bit more interesting. We could do a tip in here. And what do we want to use? This one, oh, that's too big. And this is a fly leaf of a book. No, the dust jacket. Or it's the back of a pocketbook. That's maybe it is. But I thought I could kind of, this is about flowers, so maybe I could add a fussy cut flower here. And if I have one. The fussy cut flowers always get used first. And I seldom have any left. I still have this. I have started the fussy cut. This is also almost, nah. It feels a bit too modern, doesn't it? That's old paper. Maybe I should do something else. Ooh, I could do this. I found one of my index card dividers with an F for Fleur. And I kind of want that F to stick out a bit. So I could just add it like that in the middle of the page. Would I really want to do that? Could do on this one though. Let me check how wide that is. Yes, I think that would be absolutely perfect. Then I can add something fun here, a collage or a photo or something. Could do, ooh, now I have an idea. Let's add this is a lovely vintage postcard, one of the photo postcards with these lovely ladies and a man going to do something. Maybe I can add that with some corners. Sorry about the noise. I'm looking for my photo corners. There they are. Here we have them. So I'm just going to add, these are not super sticky, so I think I want to add some extra glue onto them. But I want to add them onto here first. I'm gonna add a bit askew like that, and then make it into a tip in. How about that? I think that will be absolutely fun. So I'm just adding some extra glue on these. And you could take it out and journal on it, or put something else there if you like, or yeah, whatever you want. Yes, that still moves. I'm just making sure that I didn't glue it down. Perfect. So now I want to hinge the index card so that it becomes a tab. How about there? I want to line it up with the edge of the paper. I want to add some, let's use some of this craft paper. I used to do this with you know, washi tape, sometimes fabric. But since I started doing it with paper, it's so much easier. I want to make this a bit thinner because it was really wide. Let's see. Once again, just folding it in the center. And adding some glue. And adding this one to it. And as I said before, since I'm using art glitter glue, you just have a few seconds to scooch it around. You can journal on the back here. I'm also kind of thinking I might want to add the Fleur. I had a stamp with Fleur. How about that? Or maybe I can add a stamp for some interest. I'm just playing now because I think I might want to add something else to this. Just don't know what yet. So I'm keeping all the smaller pieces in this little envelope here so that don't get lost. But for now I'm going to glue it down and then I can have a play another time. And as I said, I want it to be even along the edge of the paper there, so it sticks out as a tab. Lovely. Could even clip it together if you don't want it to flip away when you open it. You could use a paper clip or something. Now I have been going over 40 minutes, so I think I'm going to stop here and have some lunch, and then I will be back and make a part 2 that will be uploaded probably tomorrow. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me watching me and my process. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you have any ideas or question, or just say hi. I will say hi back. And I will be back really soon with another video with Fleur. Thank you all so much for being with me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.